Fantastisch dit ding.
Hello, this is Bart from the future, and today we're going to be adding a line out to this scooter shout box. The reason I need a line out is because a friend of mine is a DJ and he wants to use this basically in live performances. So he needs some way to hook it up to his mixer, because holding this in front of the mic is just not going to cut it. We are going to have a voiceover today because for some reason the audio is really bad. I don't know what went wrong with recording, but that's what it is. So step one is to see if there's even enough room for an audio jack. So step one is just getting the device apart and seeing what's inside. And time. Yeah, as you can see, the inside isn't very complicated. There's this inlay, which is basically capacitive switches, or just to the printed circuit board. And on it, there's just one chip, which does everything. Yeah, as you can see, there's the battery connection. For some reason, it says plus and minus on the same sides, and the minus is red. Yeah, that's what it is, I guess. I see there, the other one is on the other side in the plane. It looks like there could be a connector or something, which they didn't bother to populate. The other two wires, as you can see here, are for the speaker, and this also has the option to actually have a connector, same as the battery. Yeah, but it's just soldered straight to the board, which gives us options. Because we are then also able to solder directly to the board quite easily. So first off, we're going to add some long wires to the speaker out, so that way we can easily experiment with hooking up a line out and seeing if it works. The risk here is that the line out will be too hot, so the signal will be too high to actually go through a line out, and will basically give you some interference. If that's the case, then we need to figure out a way to actually lower the level. I think a line out can be 1.2 volt maximum. So, well, because the speaker is very small, we'll have to see what's actually coming out at the end. And of course, a black wire on the other side. The solder on the board was really, well, interesting, I guess is a good word. It didn't really take very well, so I just ended up adding a lot of extra solder, yeah, just to make sure that everything stuck. So let's test this with a speaker. So we have this totally professional setup where we are basically just tying cables to this, which are connected to the line in. So here goes.
1, 2, 3, fire!
Yeah, so the signal is hot.
Hyper!
Which means we need some transistors, not transistors, which means we need some resistors. Next setup. So we got two resistors in here, 46K and 100K, and we're basically, I'm gonna draw you a schematic later, but basically this should now, if I tap it here, it should stop being on. And
1, 2, 3, fire!
yeah, so as you can hear, that worked. So basically we have the following schematic. Here is the magic shoutbox chip, as you can see, and basically it has two pins connected to the speaker out, which were where the wires were attached on the board. And basically I put one of the resistors directly in line and the other one parallel, and this will basically divide the line out level, and basically that's connected to our, well, currently the two wires. So I found this on the internet. So there are three 1.5 volt batteries in the shout box, And so given a resistor of 100 ohms and 46 ohms, it will divide it out to about 1.4 volt, which is quite close to line level in my mind. I'm not really sure if this is the correct way to calculate it, but this is how I did it. Now to simplify the setup, we need to connect this wire to the center of the new plug. That will be basically have our line level signal coming from here, and that just needs to be soldered to it. This will be our our ground basically, and the ground needs to be connected to the resistor, to the speaker out, and then to the tab on the side. Yes, so these two resistors need to fit into one hole, which is a little bit of a squeeze. As you can see here, we've got some helping hands to help us do this, but then still it's quite fiddly. Mostly because I already tried to do one before this, and it just got filled with tin, and the resistors just fell out. So this is actually the second attempt. Focus, yeah, there we go. So, like I said, the black wire, which I taped up, will be connected to this sleeve, and also the black wire of the speaker will be connected to that, and then the red wire should be connected to the resistor. Yeah, so this connector should be able to live right here, just beneath the speaker, and then we should have plenty of space to route all the wires there. Yeah, normally you would mount this in a full panel, but here we'll have to be creative. The thickness of this thing is 8 millimeters almost, so we're just going to drill with 8 and then hope for the best.
Yeah, so we're making a pilot hole just here. With my rough calculations, that should work. Speakers down. Alright, there goes nothing. Sort of work. I'm pushing it over the stick, so I'm running it in reverse. Ooh, yeah, I think that did it. Looking good. And let's see. The inside still wants this. Oh yeah. There we go.
Yes, so as you can see, we're going to put the circuit board out of the way, and we need to sort of fix this in place. I'm going to probably add some hot glue later on, but yeah, it fits just. We have some space for the resistors. SD1 then has to be black, has to be on top. We have to turn them around. So let's do that without breaking them. And then we can just thread this through the hole and add some solder to it.
Just fits. Some squishy will take care of it. That's fair. Looking good.
Come on, in you go. This is a bit fiddly. So I'm just gonna get my soldering iron on there and then burn my finger. Ow. Yeah, it sticks. Cool.
Expect that.
And now for the other wire, which is hopefully a bit less fiddly. I had to resolder the other wires as well in the shout box because they are very brittle, but
There we go.
they should last a lot better now. And then some nice dabs of hot glue, just to keep everything in place. It's going to be used in a high vibration environment probably. And we'll add some to here. Yep, there we go. There's some locking glue. And now it's time to put it all back together and hope that it still fits.
Just gonna lay down.
Yeah, just laying down everything flat on the back sides so that the small speaker still fits. And then putting the screws back in. Ah, go in. Ah. Oh no. Ah, found it again. There we go. If you're thinking of doing this to your own shoutbox, it's a very simple modification. There's a lot of room inside of it, so you can basically, there's not much that you can go wrong. And if you even want to do it easier, you can just add it to the bottom. I didn't like that because it wouldn't look as nice as it did now. But yeah, basically all that's left now is to test it fully.
Move your hands. Hyper. How much is the fish? Yeehaw!